Greetings everyone, Zannrath here, and welcome back to Everlasting Summer. And last time we were finally able to get to an ending, and that was Slavya's bad ending, and now, obviously, we're going to go for Slavya's good ending. So let's go ahead and, I think this is a little too far progressed to get that, so let's go ahead and backtrack a little bit to this kind of branch point, I suppose we'll call it. I think we're going to be freaking out about the shelter, so let's go ahead and fast forward through that. And, like I said, last time I think it was, I'm just going to go ahead and pick all the right choices for Slavya. And, let's see, this was cake time, right? Well, first, a little bit of something, and then strawberries, and then cake. Alright, so we're going to go with Slavya. And that's right here. I didn't want to walk here alone. I hoped that Slavya would join me, but I couldn't bring myself to ask. Well, it's obvious. One basket for me, one for you two. No, let me go with you. Slavya smiled. Okay. I was a bit surprised, but I was also glad that it turned out like this. Lena seemed to take no offense at all. The reaping has commenced. The strawberries were delicious here indeed. I could probably eat them all if I didn't stop myself in time. Despite being wild-grown, the berries were close to the garden ones in size and had a rich red color, so it was clear that our visit here wasn't in vain. Slavya was walking right beside me, and we only had one basket. As we only had one basket. Okay. I felt like a mushroom picker, looking under every shrub and searching through the grass carefully. Pay attention. An entire bunch of strawberries had been left behind. Yeah. I'm sorry. It's fine. Wait, are we like picking all the berries off the island? Do we really need that many strawberries? Okay. You must enjoy being here, don't you? You like nature, after all. Of course I do. Slavya smiled. It reminds me of my home. We have similar beautiful birches there. She gazed dreamily somewhere into the distance. Look, I've always wanted to ask, what do you like in general? You look busy 24/7, and it seems like you have no time to rest at all. She started to think. I don't really know. Doing a variety of activities is enjoyable for me. Well, that's understandable, but still. I like knitting and sewing, things like that. She took Slavya took a handkerchief out of her pocket. There were red, yellow, and green flowers embroidered on it. They were entangled with each other in a complicated way, creating a sophisticated geometric forms. Such a typical Russian handmade handkerchief. Glimpsing it, I instantly imagined Slavya dressed in an ancient sarafan, sitting on a bench beside a ramshackle house with a crowd of playing children running around. It's quite cute. Thanks. Let me give it to you as a gift. She proposed. Such a proposal embarrassed me. You shouldn't. No, take it. I looked at the handkerchief once again and put it into my pocket. Thank you. There were so many strawberries here that after a mere half an hour, we had the basket filled up to the brim. It seems we're done. Yes. We've got a lot, so it surely should be enough. When we got back to the boat, Lena wasn't there yet. She'd need more time to fill her basket by herself. Yeah, I guess so. I looked at the river. Sun sparkles, happily dancing across the water surface, were the only thing that distinguished it from a mirror. That's how calm the river seemed. What are you thinking about? Nothing really. And you? Me? What will happen once vacation is over? We'll have to leave this camp and go back to our homes. Will I see anyone I meet here again? Will I ever see you again? She looked at me with eyes so full of sorrow that I couldn't think of what to say. Lena came out of nowhere, breaking the silence. Oh, you're done already. Here. He showed us a basket full of strawberries. Great. Now we can go back. And I still had Slavya's face and those words of hers on my mind. Sadness and sorrow weren't the kinds of emotions typical of her. Could she be hiding them all the time under a mask of cheerfulness? I had no answer to this question, and I knew I couldn't find one either way. Maybe later. And this should be tired. Yep, okay, pass. Thanks to the girl's help. I'm pretty sure I've said that before, so I'm just going to go ahead and skip on that. Library. And that was flower. Doesn't matter. Infirmary. For, yeast/beer. Clubhouse. For sugar. And then... Come on, cake time, comrade. At least when fast forwarding, I always think it's kind of funny that Miku shows up before the black background opens up, like when we're opening our eyes. Alright, yeah, Zanya, I know you're mad at me. What am I supposed to do here? I am doing nothing. And then I'm going to go ahead and try to find Slavya, which I'm pretty sure I've already done, because that's like the important thing to do to trigger her event, or trigger going down her path, going into day 6. Next, this is day 5, the next is day 6, I think, right? Right, so we got the infirmary stuff going on. Remember that from last time. Yep, get caught. And there we go, we got Slavya's little portrait popping up. Means it's all good and dandy. And yep, sleeping bag. Let's see. So, well, last time I was just hungry, but this time I'm gonna say I want to get something for Slavya. Oh, really? Yeah, really. Okay, I'll be right back. Much to my surprise, Ulyana didn't ask any awkward questions. I feel like it's the same thing, except I just said something different. Blink of an eye, zipped out of sight the doors of the canteen, wondering whether I should trust her away or just flee back up. However, Ulyana, plastic bag. Pretty sure it's like exactly the same thing as what happened last time, it's just I chose something different. Same text. Okay. Completely unlike Ulyana, yep. Couldn't get food by myself. Getting myself into trouble. Same pose, pretty sure. Same, so let's go ahead and speed on ahead. Let me just make sure there's no other different things with that choice. What we're gonna do now, yeah, we're just gonna go back. Alright. What's my choice now? I have nothing to justify myself for. Yes. I replied calmly. Oh, really? Okay then. So, you think all of this is normal? Fine. Oh wait, she's still mad. I forgot. She paused for a few moments and turned to Slavya. Go to your cabin. I understand that you're not the one to blame. Slavya didn't move an inch. She just lowered her eyes and held my hand even more tightly. I think that was slightly different. Slavya! As you can see, she doesn't want to. What did you say to seduce her? Oh my god, I said nothing. I think this is the same. I started losing my cool. Why do you think we've done something wrong? We haven't done anything at all. I think this is the same. As if I haven't seen it, she grins. What you have seen. Pause. Can you? Same tone. Getting a job as secret police. I remember that. Stop your rudeness. I'm pretty sure this is the same. I'm just gonna fast forward a little bit just in case there might be something different, but it might not be the case. You know what? Something about writing a letter to not, so I can't join the Communist Party, right? Yeah. Slavya's gonna interject, and yeah, pretty sure that's the same. Any other pioneer? Well, I'm guessing it's probably the same. Lies of flattery, burst out laughing, first thing that came to mind, yep. Go pack now. Wait, that's next day, never mind. Back to the forest. Oh, this is where we do some naughty things, right? I'm just gonna fast forward through that. No one wants to see that. Right? Gave her consent. Yep, I remember that. Sleeping bag, wash my face. Lena's here. Saw us doing stuff. Be careful, whatever. Day 7. Yeah, we're hungry, so we need to get food. And there's that thing now. I'm gonna go help her pack. Did it already? Yeah. Yeah, we did it. Come on. Yep, this stuff still the same. Pretty sure. And wait, hold on. Is this any different? Foreign stuff and all. Doesn't seem like it. Yep. Called me lover boy. But it just sounds stupid. React this way. Respect for me. So this is like us having that little spat. It's like, I want to move in with you. What my parents think? I don't know. I'll get an apartment or something. Whoa. Distress, I shuffled off the... Is that slightly different? I think that might have been slightly different. Can you pack her things? Turns out she doesn't need to continue our relationship. I think I remember that. Getting this camp by accident. Whoa. That's different, I think. I remember that. Let's go back to this. You think it's only complicated for you? It seems to me that it's hard for you too, but for some reason you don't think so. And what if I told you that I don't have a place to go back to, that since last Monday there is no life for me and that I have to start from scratch? I don't know. Because I think last time he said, like, instead of like revealing that he like came here accidentally or whatever, I think he just said that he has no life where he was. So I don't know. That doesn't sound very reasonable, and it shouldn't be, but it's true. And then what? Please explain. I came to this camp by accident. Actually from another time, perhaps another world. From the beginning of the 21st century, and I'm older than I seem. I don't really know how I got here. Slavya stared at me, but said nothing. The moments dragged on endlessly. I waited for her to laugh at me, to call me sick, or something even worse. And why are you telling me all this? She finally asked quietly. I want you to understand my situation, but it just sounds so stupid. There's no so. I interjected that on my own, just for effect, exaggeration. Of course, if I were you, I would react the same way. And what do you expect from me? I don't know. I just felt that I needed to confess. I'm not saying that you're lying, and I don't think you're crazy, but you have to understand, I can't just accept it. Yeah, or yes, I understand. I just thought that it would help you to understand my situation and my motivation for my actions. It didn't, to be honest. I sighed in frustration. And my opinion hasn't changed, but you better be off. You need to pack your stuff or you'll be late. Let's talk later. This actually sounds like a worse ending than the actual bad ending. I wasn't going to argue. If Slavya hadn't changed her mind after my confession, then it's pointless to press on right now. Distressed, I shuffled off to Olga Dmitrievna's cabin. The camp leader stood at the doorstep and looked like she was waiting for me. I'm pretty sure that was the same as before, right? Why are you so gloomy? Did something happen? No, nothing. Just came to pack my things. Oh, come on, let it out. You might feel better. I thought you were mad at me. Well, how do you think I can prove that I'm telling the truth to somebody who doesn't believe me? Are you absolutely sure that you're telling the truth? Absolutely. Then perhaps they might just need time to consider. Oh, very wise of you, Olga. Except there's no time left. Then I don't know. She shrugged her shoulders in dismay. Well, it's something at least. I tossed my winter clothing into a bag and headed to the bus stop. If a couple of days ago I'd seen the Icarus standing at the gate. Oh, is that what the bus is called? Icarus? I forget. At the gate of the camp and waiting for pioneers, I would have been the happiest person in this reality. But no, now I'm sad because I love not Olga. Maybe I do love Olga, but I love Slavya. I don't want to see her go. I'm maturing as a character. But right now, I wasn't in the mood to rejoice. There was still plenty of time left until the bus departure time. I sat down on the curb, with a K-E instead of a C-U, and buried my head in hands. Why so sad? Oh, Lena. Are you trying to console me now? A familiar voice pulled me out of my thoughts. Just had a fight with Slavya? You could say that. Oh, she's swooping in. She senses fragility and weakness in a relationship. She's trying to break us off. Or break us up? Anyways. And what's the reason? She doesn't believe that I'm an alien from the future. Oh, man. I smiled ironically. I wouldn't believe it either, said Lena seriously. If I were in your shoes, neither would I. It's not a big deal. You'll make up for McQuirl. Oh, okay. Yeah, but there's not much time left to. Left to what? To make the right choice. After a while, the whole camp... Okay, yeah. I'm gonna go ahead and fast forward through your speech. Sorry, Olga, I've seen a couple of... So I didn't care about whether I'll miss this place or go... Whoa, wait. Yeah, holding back tears. Didn't expect her to be so emotional, although her speech sounded like a complete nonsense to me, as usual. Of course, this is where I met Slavya, but now we're going through a tough time, and what will happen next is absolutely unclear. So I didn't care about whether I'll miss this place in Olga Dmitrievna or not. Unlikely. When the pioneers started to get in the bus, I pushed through the crowd to Slavya. Let's sit together. Okay, she said quietly. I even thought that I saw the shadow of a smile on her face. The bus flew across the expanses of my new world. Outside, fields followed forests, and then calm rivers and highlands. I felt as familiar with all this as if it was my own homeland. Isn't it your own homeland? It's Russia, right? Anyway, the surroundings were the least of my concerns now. I was trying to find the right words, or I was trying hard to find the right words to start a conversation. We'd just been sitting there probably for a couple of hours, but all attempts to strike up a conversation had ended with one-word answers. Forget about what I said before. I don't want to make excuses or say that it's not true. It's just now the most important thing to me is you. I understand. She doesn't look like she's very happy that I said that very cheesy line to her. She looked at me carefully. Even if I sometimes act the wrong way and talk nonsense, regardless, the main thing for me now is to be with you. And I always will be. Right? I always will be. It always will be. I understand that I acted too recklessly and planned stupid ventures, but we can try to make everything right, together, you and me. Slavya was still gazing at me. Do you realize that it will be difficult, that you can't just run blindly into the dark, because then there will be so many problems that we won't be able to solve? Yes, I understand that now, but for you, I'm prepared for anything. She didn't say a word, but just kissed me gently and put her head on my shoulder. It definitely meant yes. I don't want to bother her anymore, let her sleep. The point is that Slavya finally understood what she means to me. She realized that I'll do anything for her sake. Did I say for her sake? For her sake, yep. And even if I'm overreacting or deciding too early, she's ready to put me on the right path. The path that we'll walk together. Night started to claim its right and the bus settled down to sleep. At first, I tried to fight it, but is there any use in enduring and wasting my efforts when the future had finally become crystal clear for me? My eyes shut just for a moment, and I'm back in my flat. Or black screen. Yep, back in my flat. There are dreams that you don't want to wake up from. It's like one is floating down a warm river towards a place far beyond the horizon, blissfully watching the vain world hidden behind the clouds. The past is left behind. Its echoes do not tear your soul. And the future is right here. You just have to reach out. It doesn't matter what is awaiting you there. The very process of immersing yourself in this very world of serenity and happiness is itself much more important. I feel like I've read that before. I've always believed that the universe was once in this state, and one day it will return to it again. Our life is just a blink of it. Yeah, I've read that before. But even all of that, all put together, will not be in a day. Yep. Pretty sure I've seen this before. There's that. Open my eyes, switch forcibly. I had no desire to stand up. Muffled in the blanket. I feel like I've read that before. Don't have any plans. Watching it just sleep. Yeah. Bearwood. I remember that. Okay, let's just fast forward a little bit. Fill on the bus, going to the district center. Uh-huh. Still looks basically the same. Don't care. Slavya. Smile. Heroine. Yeah. I remember that now. Melancholy. I remember I started crying a little bit. So sad. No Slavya. Okay. Pretty sure this is the same as before, too. Beginning of January. Wait, what? Yeah, no, it's a change. It was the beginning of January. The city had barely recovered from the New Year hangover. Streets were almost empty during the day, not to mention the nights, when the only stranger walking down the street seemed extremely busy with some business, rushing somewhere for a reason that couldn't wait. I don't think I've read that before, I'm not sure. I had no such reason, I just started to have a little walk since... Oh, okay, remember it. Yeah, I remember that now. Pretty sure I've read this. Vectors, I like vectors. Drunk, I remember that. Didn't notice that, yeah. It looks like it's the same ending, more or less. Like, I still get back to my flat and I'm all sad. Oh, wait, hold on. Oh! Slavya, is that you? Is that you in that parka? Are you Kenny? Are you Kenny from South Park? Never mind, his parka is orange, right? I remember that. Okay. The snowfall grew stronger. Now it was a real snowstorm. Oh dang, that's so hard right now. Midnight. I was about to leave, but suddenly someone emerged from the solid wet veil and ran under the bus stop roof. It was clearly a girl, as she had a long ponytail hanging out of her hood. How could you even tell? There's no ponytail. She stood with her back to me, so I couldn't make out her face. Excuse me, has the last bus left already? It's Slavya, because the name is in yellow. That's Slavya. She asked without turning to me. Or is it it ended up being kind of real, and we don't actually really know each other, but for some reason, when I was drunk at that party or whatever, I felt like I knew her, and then all of a sudden we run into her. It's like, you look very familiar. You look like this girl I was fantasizing about, and she's gonna be like, well, that's creepy, dude. And I ruined it. I ruined my chance with her in real life. Where can she be heading? Where could she be heading to so late? The 410 must be the most cursed route in the city. Not only does it sometimes take people away to another reality, but it can't even arrive when you want to. That sounds like every bus that I've ever tried to take. At least, if I had somewhere important to be, on a certain time, it doesn't come. If you're like, whatever, I don't even care, I'm just lollygagging, then it comes on time all the time, right? There's one more bus coming. Just after midnight, I think. Thank you. The smile was clear in her voice. For some time, I just sat silently, examining the girl. Finally, she spoke. Where are you going so late? Is it really that interesting for her? Just having a walk, I answered thoughtfully. And you? Are you here for something important? Well, not really. Just going home. I was going to say, just trying to find someone. Where do you live? Couldn't help asking. On a farm or something like that. Far away, she said vaguely. And I live nearby. Oh, it's like, hey, well, I mean, it's snowing, it's late, crashing my place, wink wink. It's a good area. I would say there couldn't be a worse one. I didn't have too many options. You don't like it? Don't know. I got used to it by now. I think that people can be happy anywhere they want. Perhaps. Well, think of it. People live in the north, people live even at the North Pole, in stations, I mean. In the Sahara Desert. And in many other places. It's the people themselves that are the most important. It's difficult to disagree with you. My comments sounded so philosophical that I unconsciously smiled. You don't sound too honest to me. Now why would you say that, madam? She laughed quietly. I think you're a good person. Now, she turned and... Oh my god! I realized why her voice, stature, and everything. Oh, her ponytail's like this way, not like the back. Stature and everything seemed so familiar to me. Slavya stood in front of me. For a moment, I lost the ability to speak, but just for a moment. Of course, it could just be a girl who looked like Slavya from my dream. Or am I experiencing the strongest deja vu? This city is not a pioneer camp. I am not wearing a uniform, and it's not summer now. Trying to convince myself that that it's just an illusion, I decided to ask a question. Have we met before? Couldn't you just what's your name? She carefully inspected me and smiled. No. Oh yeah, I called it. Well, I guess that wasn't that much of a stretch, right? It's yeah. I don't think so. But your face seems familiar. Yep. Had you ever been to a pioneer camp as a kid? Of course not. She laughed. When I was born, they'd already been disbanded. I guess it was back in time then. Oh, right. Although, I had a dream recently. Oh, what? So does that mean, this pioneer camp, it's so when that guy was talking about, there are others here, isn't everyone just sharing a collective dream? Is Freddy Krueger gonna come out and just, slashing everyone? Is that the right guy? I don't know, I never watched those horror movies. I don't even know what his franchise he's from. Jason, no. I only knew him from Freddy vs. Jason, but I don't know what franchise. Friday the 13th? Halloween? I don't know. Anyways, dream recently. She thought for a second. Me too. I mean, about the pioneer camp. Maybe that is where we've met. The girl said seriously. Possibly. By the way, my name is Slavya. Actually, my full name is Slavyana. Or Slavyana. But everyone calls me Slavya. Oh man, am I putting the emphasis on the wrong... I don't know. Sorry, Slavya. You're still Slavya to me. You can do that too. I was about to tell her that I know, but then I stopped short. After all, is it that important to know why Slavya from my dream is standing right here, right now in front of me, at this frozen stop of the charmed bus number 410? After all, there are dreams that you don't want to wake up from. And mine is Semyon. What a lovely name. Starts with an S too. Yeah. Wow, man, Semyon, you're so smart, man. You're definitely impressing her with your intellect right now. So you live far away, don't you? Well, not really, dude. You should totally ask her whether she likes knitting and stuff. Well, not really. She named the district. I guess you just assume that we're not going to know what the district is, so you don't put it in. Or you want to keep it like Springfield, like in The Simpsons. I thought it would be somewhere in the south. Why? Don't know. Maybe because you look like a pioneer. Oh, you and your pioneers. Slavya laughed. Maybe we wouldn't ever meet. Maybe we wouldn't ever meet if not for them. Extra E there, I think. Why? Her expression became serious. Just a joke. Listen, do you agree that the world exists because we believe in it? That's like some kind of subjective idealism. Slavya thought for a bit. This school of philosophy became close to me recently. I didn't know we were such a philosopher. We're like regular old Pluto and all that stuff. Socrates, maybe. I don't know. Well, I don't know. I know, me neither. I'm not that good with these subjects. What are your subjects, Minnie? She smiled. Different ones? No doubt. But it's just been a few minutes since we met. We can get an A in there. But seems like it's been much longer. For some reason, I've got the same feeling. An awkward pause followed. The snow had ceased, but there was still no bus. I looked at my watch and assumed that it won't arrive at all. Slavya seemed to feel even colder by now as her cheeks grew more red and her hands were now moving frenetically. I'm not sure if that's what you're going for. I'm not sure what that means. Maybe frantically? Trying to warm her body. I'll look that up. That actually sounds like a real word. Seems like the 410 bus is done for today, I guess. Oh man, Semyon, here's your move. Don't screw it up. If you want, I started. after pulling myself together. What? You can stay at my place? But we just met. She laughed. She didn't seem frightened even a tiny bit. Oh, it's because we already had sex, man. It's already because we had sex. Or it's because we already had sex. Yes, I understand, but it's so cold outside. Aren't you afraid? Oh, why should I be afraid? Slavya looked at me playfully. Ooh. Me? Should I be? Who knows? Who knows? Oh, she's gonna stab me in my sleep. I just suggested it. Don't think anything of that sort. I started to make excuses. I understand. She laughed. If you don't mind, of course. Even though it seemed impossible, she flushed even more. Should we go? Let's wait a bit longer. Maybe it will arrive. And we're like, dang it, so close. Okay. Is it gonna end up coming and then she's gonna be like, oh, what? See ya. So, what do you do in your spare time? I watch anime and surf the internet. And I read it, right? That's probably what I do. Slavya asked after a while. Well, work at home, kind of. I just couldn't tell her that I do nothing. Hey, is that true? Watching anime, Redditing, or... No, he was on some image board. Some Russian image board, I think. Sounds good. Why? Don't know. You have a lot of free time. You don't have to go anywhere, and so on. Wait, so in the Pioneer Camp, she was like in high school because I was also in high school. Does that mean she's also in college too? Or university, whatever it's called? And you? I asked, trying to change the subject somehow. I'm studying. Getting a ethnographer's degree. What is that? Slavya asked seriously. Never mind. I'll be an ecologist. Oh, fancy. Well, a career to be proud of. We chatted about random things and the bus was still nowhere to be seen. It was past 1 already. Dang. Stood there for like an hour? Time passed by so fast. I guess Slavya understood my thoughts. Shall we go? Oh man, she wants it. She smiled. I stood up and headed slowly towards my house. She carefully held onto my arm and looked into my eyes. You know, I'm sure that this year will be better than the previous one. And... credits? Roll credits? Boom! Comfy guy. I don't know if is that a good ending? Well, I'm sure it is. Every story has its beginning. Yep. Slavya, good ending. Has its beginning and its end. Yep. I know that. Right. Cool. Almost every. Alright. Cool stuff. So. Roll credits. There you go. I guess the working theory now is that, for some reason, everyone in this camp, is, I guess it's like, it's all one collective dream for some reason. Because there was that guy who was freaking out, and he's like, there must be a way out. And then there was, the mysterious guy who's like, screwing with people. And then there's like the local inhabitants, which is like, you know, Slavya, Lena, Olyana, Alyssa, Miku, Xenia, Electronic Shurik. Did I say Olyana? I don't know. The nurse, Olga, all those people, right? And so, I thought those were just people in the story, and then I thought we were just working with like that one guy who's freaking out, the guy who's screwing with people, and me. But Slavya evidently exists in the real world. So I'm guessing for some reason this is like some collective dream, and maybe that guy who's like screwing with people, and maybe that guy who's like, oh man, there's gotta be a way out, man. Maybe they're like in, I don't know, maybe they're like in a coma or something. They're comatose, and that's why they can't leave, because like the guy was like, yeah, I'm just repeating this story over and over and over again, and maybe it's because he actually can't wake up, whereas we can wake up, right? And so if he's like in a comatose and he can't actually wake up, but he's still able to have dreams, like let's say he's like, you know, he just can't wake up, but he still has brain activity, then, you know, maybe he's just looping back and forth, and that's, you know, because he's stuck in that perpetual state. Whereas for us, you know, we can wake up and you know, do all that stuff. The other guy who's like freaking out, I guess he's also maybe in a coma, and he just, you know, he can't accept it. He recently got into the coma, and he just can't accept that he's in that state. And yeah, that's my new working theory. We'll see how that holds up, I suppose, when we get into other people's story. Because Lena seems to be, there's something about Lena too, I feel like, because at least in this little adventure we've had with Slavya, Lena showed up on multiple occasions to like kind of tell us like, no, hey, be careful there, and like, hey, you know, it's gonna be all right. You guys can work things out or whatever. So there must be something there too, and I'm interested to see the rest of her story and the other girls as well. So I guess next time we're gonna go ahead and start working on Lena's routes, and yeah, that would be exciting. So until then, thank you for watching. Bye.